everyone. Continuing this Santana weekend, today's song is simply titled Smooth. Well, yesterday's listen was very enjoyable. I've been thinking about it ever since and still have that sort of fusion sound in my ears. I'm curious what this is going to sound like. Smooth is a song written by Ital Schur and Rob Thomas and performed by Santana and Rob Thomas, who sings the lead vocals. Okay. The song was an international success, reaching number 1 on the US Billboard Hot 100 for 12 consecutive weeks. Well, then, let's see how it sounds. This will wake me up. Make me think of. Let me hear that again. Oh, what is that piece of music? There is that guitar there almost sounds like a little clip, a little snippet from the famous Hungarian dance. So close. The other thing I like about this intro is the way the strings come in and they are behaving a bit like a brass band. So it has this brassy quality without being quite so brassy. Or is it brass? Actually, I think it is brass. It's just very quiet. Yeah, actually, I think it is brass after all. It's just so far back in the mix, lower dynamic, that it fooled me the first time around without focusing on it. It gave me the impression of a string orchestra. So that's kind of a fun little thing to play around with, continuing through this and notice, okay, what is the dynamic between this brass and the rest of the music?
Like 7 inches from the midday sun. Well, I hear you whispering the words to melt everyone, but you stay so cool. My Mona Lisa, my Spanish Harlem Mona Lisa. You're my reason for reason, the step in my groove. Yeah. Forget about it.
Woo, that's intense. I suppose I could say like 7 inches from the midday sun. This Rob Thomas singing the vocals, he's got quite a voice, and he's so, I feel like he's so intensely into this song, and he manages to convey this, to communicate this sort of laser-focused obsession, intensity. The lyrics themselves are quite, might I say, sultry. And if I were just reading the lyrics without listening to the music, I suppose I would imagine a bit more of a sultry, steamy, smoky type musical expression. So it's interesting to me to hear them with this kind of bright, high energy intensity. It works really well, but it's a bit different than I might have first thought, as I said, if I were just looking at the lyrics. So it's a way of, it's one of those moments of, oh wow, that artist, they had a pretty good idea there, and they packaged it, they presented it in a way that is perhaps not the, well, I'm not saying that I am the most common, that I represent the most common idea, but at the same time, I do think that they took this and expressed it in a much more vibrant way, and that catches us by surprise.
You got the kind of loving that can be so smooth, yeah. Give me your heart, make it real, or else forget about it.
I love the way the guitar just comes blazing out of the trumpet blast there.
Give me your heart, make it real, or else forget about it.
And out goes, and here comes the guitar from that.
But I'll tell you one thing, if you would leave it be a crying shame. In every breath and every word, I hear your name calling me out.
Interesting percussive elements here.
You hear my rhythm on the radio, you feel the turning of the world, so soft and slow, turning you round and round. And if you said this life ain't good enough,
It's lines like this that make me say, really? You did it that way? You hear my rhythm on your radio. You would feel the turning of the world, so soft and slow, turning you round and round. But here, it's packaged in this fast-paced, high-energy music. And so it makes it much more intense than we might otherwise imagine.
well, from the body, you hear my rhythm on
Your radio.
you feel the turning
This sort of clattering.
so soft and slow, turning you round and round. And if you said this life ain't good enough, I'll give my world to lift you up. I could change my life to better suit your mood. 'Cause you're so smooth.
And it's lines like that, which I think are more the inspiration for this music. If you said this life ain't good enough, I would give my world to lift you up. I could change my life to better suit your mood. And this music is certainly lifting up the mood.
Cause you're so smooth. And it's just like the ocean under the moon. It's the same as the emotion that I get from you. You got the kind of loving that can be so smooth. Yeah. Give me your heart, make it real, or else forget about.
Let me go back and listen to this again.
Cause you're so smooth. And it's just like the ocean under the moon. It's the same as the emotion that I get from you. You got the kind of.
Yes, I wanted to double check. I didn't want to make the same mistake I made at the beginning, mistaking brass for strings. But in this passage, there are strings back there, buried under all the other excitement happening up front in our faces. But they're there. And they do still carry this sort of brassy, energetic articulation. And if we listen for it here, let's see if we can find it.
And it's just like the ocean under the moon. It's the same as the emotion that I get from you. You got
There it is. Bum, 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 bum. Back behind everything. So this piece has not only drums, not only multiple guitars, and not only brass, but also strings. It has a whole stack of textures and colors, and they're all bringing their brightest, most high energy articulation and tone quality expression to this. And it's not just the tone. I come back to this articulation. Dum, bum, bum, bum. The strings. You know, oftentimes we bow strings smooth. Da, da, da. We think of them as very romantic and smooth. But here, it's more separated. Marcato. Dum, bum, bum. Fast strokes. And that is the difference between just playing something to, make it beautiful, and modifying your way of playing to make it suit the desired expression of the music. And I'm using musical in a very general term when I say to make it musical, to make it beautiful. But when you choose your way of handling your instrument that is specific to the desired outcome, that is the truly musical handling of it. Now this may be synth strings. I can't tell because it's too buried in the mix.
It's the same as the emotion that I get from you. You got the kind of love that can be so smooth. Give me your heart, make it real, or else forget about it.
Back to all the drums. Oh wow, listen to all those drums. And the guitar. I like this guitar. It sounds so happy. There's that guitar again. Crashing drums everywhere. Listen to that bass. Okay, I know we're basically at the end here, but listen to the way this bass is running up and down in sync with the drums. It's those little dum tin 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 drum strikes that are happening. And then the bass also there. It's coming. It works so well. An incredibly joyful, let's get on with life, let's get on with this. Come on, let's get this going. And I guess as we move through towards the end and I followed the lyrics, it ends with this repeated line. Give me your heart, make it real, or else forget about it. Or else forget about it. Or else forget about it. Oh, don't forget about it. Give me your heart, make it real. And so on. Don't forget about it, or else forget about it. And so that, I think, is the message that the music is carrying. It's waking up in the morning, raring to go. Like let's not wait any longer. Come on, let's move on this, because life is ahead of us, and I'm crazy about you, and let's just get this done. It took me a while to understand why the choice of this musical expression. Not that I disliked it, but it just didn't really make sense near the beginning with the lyrics. But as we moved to the end and I got to that point, I suddenly realized, okay, this is why it's set this way. And this is why it's conveying this kind of attitude, this kind of emotion, this kind of incredibly intense, vibrant, eager, I can't say aggressive, but certainly high energy feel. And that is why, because that is what the piece is actually expressing, communicating. Let's get the show on the road. Like, now, hurry up! This has been a fun weekend. I enjoyed both of these songs a great deal, and I'm looking forward to next time Santana comes up on my list of listens. I'm looking forward to exploring more of his music in the future, and I'll see you soon.